President's rule has been imposed in Manipur 4 days after Chief Minister Biren Singh resigned from his post. Singh resigned after nearly 21 months after ethnic violence in Manipur that resulted in the deaths of over 250 and displaced several thousands. A notification issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs and President of India, Draupadi Murmu, is of the opinion that a situation has arisen in which the government of that state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the constitution, quote unquote. Well, this notification said that in exercise of the powers conferred by Article 356 of the Constitution and of all powers enabling in that behalf, I hereby proclaim, that's what the President of India said, that she assumes as President of India all functions of the government of the state of Manipur and all powers vested in or exercisable by the governor of that state. Well, the assembly also in fact has been put now under suspended animation. Nibir Deka is joining us for more on this story. Nibir, what is going to be the direct impact now of President's rule in the state of Manipur and how is it being taken on ground?
Yes, indeed. After the President rule has been imposed, we have been seeing in Manipur heavy security deployment of security forces in different parts of the state. So one thing is for sure that the security has been intensified and the main course of action will now be to stop any sort of antisocial activities that might arise, and the main target will be to bring about the normalcy and peace in the state. Secondly, we will also be seeing that the political maneuvering of the BJP will continue because some of the leaders are still trying to be the next chief minister and thereby trying to get the popular vote of the MLA. So that political maneuvering will continue parallelly. But the main agenda right now from the center is to do a massive security operation across the state to first of all de-escalate matters, and secondly and lastly, the most important thing is to bring about the normalcy in the state so that the conflict which has been going on for more than 21 months can be stopped and Manipur can go towards the era of development yet again.
All right, Nibir, also how have the Kuki and Meitei community representatives reacted to President's rule being imposed?
The Kuki community have accepted that the President rule is a good move done by the government because they have already been calling for presidential rule. They have stated that they expected in selecting a new Meitei chief minister. However, the ground mood on the rally is that they are not okay with the presidential rule. There are apprehensions of the presidential rule because it is the 11th time since the presidential rule has been imposed in the state, and the public here are apprehensive because of the very nature of the presidential rule, where we have seen earlier back in the day insurgency-related violence happening during the time, and as such there are apprehensions on ground as far as the presidential rule is concerned.
Into this development now.
After the report by the Honorable Governor of Manipur, the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmuji, has put the Assembly of Manipur, the State Assembly of Manipur, under suspended animation, meaning that the Assembly of the state can be revived on a future date as and when the President of India deems fit depending on the circumstances in the state. As far as BJP is concerned, we are committed to the continuing efforts of peace in the state and most importantly to maintain the territorial integrity of Manipur. I repeat, there would be no compromise with the territorial integrity of Manipur. BJP also firmly stands for the fact that any kind of illegal infiltration into Manipur will not be allowed and will be dealt with.
The imposition of President's rule in Manipur clearly confirms the utter failure of BJP government in Manipur and utter failure of the union government headed by Mr. Modi. That's what one should understand. We have been saying for the past several months that Mr. Modi should visit Manipur. Manipur situation should be discussed properly in Parliament. The BJP-led union government has not agreed. Now Mr. Modi is outside the country and Parliament was in session till yesterday. And once Parliament was adjourned, the imposition was declared, President's rule was declared.
The Union government realize the ground situation in the state of Manipur. That is why the Union government, Honorable President of India, imposed President rule in the states. I think everybody knows that the ground situation in the states, the entire people suffers for a long time, and also the unprecedented violence which happened this facing in the state. Is because of this, the Honorable this Pradhan Mantri, Rashtrapati, they realize. That's why they impose the president rule. I think so.
Major Mohammad Ali Shah, defence expert, is joining us in the broadcast. Major Shah, what do you believe are going to be the implications of President's rule for Manipur? Will this help in the peace process?
Uday, this was actually, if you ask me, it was long due perhaps, because the president rule was being asked for a very, very long time, not only from the Kuki tribe community, but from a lot of people. And now when the Chief Minister, Mr. N. Biren Singh, has resigned and he's gone, and now they were at a crossroads, whether president rule should come in or whether a new Chief Minister should be appointed. People were thinking that if a new Chief Minister comes, it would not be any different from what and how it was when the previous Chief Minister, Mr. N. Biren Singh, was there. So, president rule was probably the option, and I hope the going of Mr. N. Biren Singh acts as some harm to the people who were opposing him to be there. And because the Kuki tribe community has been very, very insisting about that, they've been demanding for a separate administration completely. But yes, within the Constitution of India, and whether they get or not, that's a different thing. That's for the government to decide. And the Maitis are saying no, Manipur should not be fragmented. Manipur's integrity and territorial sovereignty should be protected. That should not happen at all. So when the president rule comes in, and president is the supreme commander of the armed forces in the country. So with the president rule, I am hoping that the hands which were tied of the armed forces would not be tied any further. They would be given a more free hand to operate, because the army, if the army was given a free hand, they would have sorted out the mess. 3rd May, the violence broke out. By 5th May, things could have returned into normalcy had it been given to the army. But it wasn't, unfortunately. The army cannot act on their own behest. They have to be called as the aid to the civil authorities by the government, by the state government, has to give a requisition for this. So yes, the future that I am seeing of Manipur with the president rule coming in, that until things are normalized over there, peace comes into Manipur. Peace does not mean that there's been no spirit of violence. No. Peace means a Kuki can return to a Maite area where his house belongs. A Maite can return to a Kuki area, dominant area, where his house belongs, and then there would not be any violence. Not when there are buffer zones created, and that is why there will not be any violence. No. Peace, when normalcy returns into Manipur, that is when I think, and also the future again, if we see, where the Bimol Koijam, Professor Bimol Koijam, he was a Congress candidate. He won seats from there, and so Congress did have good results over there. All right. Ultimately, in the long run, it's a golden question again. The BJP would in the next election, whenever they are, would the BJP continue to be in power in Manipur, or would the Congress come in? That's again a golden question. But yeah, so for now, there is much relief.
All right, Major Shah, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on that story.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.